Hello and welcome to another video. So today is the day that I finally get to see a GP. If you've been following the last few videos, you'll know that I've desperately been trying to get an appointment for about 6 weeks now. So today's the day, it's finally here, and I didn't sleep last night. And I don't even think I can blame it on being anxious about today, because it was only about halfway through the night when I realised, okay, this is a really bad night's sleep and tomorrow is going to be really difficult, that I started to get anxious. So yeah, I don't know what it was. But it's now nearly 1 p.m. and my appointment's at 4:15, so I've got a few hours. I've just spent the morning trying to nap, basically, and failing because my body just does not like sleep. No, that's not true. My body loves sleep. Lyme does not. It's frustrating knowing that today is going to be even harder than it would have been usually. I know that I'm probably going to have to wait a really long time. Even though I have an appointment, the waiting times are still so long when you get there. I just wish that I could go in there and say, listen, I've got an appointment. I know there's going to be a long wait. Can I just lie down somewhere? Because it's really hard for me to sit up and wait for that long. I wish I could say that, but if I did, they would just look at me like I was crazy. They would be thinking, well, if you're that ill, you shouldn't be here, you should be in hospital. And I'm like, I know, but no one wants to help me, so I'm just stuck here. All I can do is just hope that it's not a long wait and hope that I somehow manage not to pass out and that I don't get a migraine or anything like that, because waiting rooms can be so intense. But whatever happens today, I'm finally seeing a doctor, and that is a good thing. So my dad has just gone to check me in at the doctor's surgery and find out how long a wait it's going to be, because I think it's probably going to be a while and I don't want to wait in there the whole time. Hopefully it's not too long. I just want to get in, get this over with and get out because I feel so faint. Fingers crossed it all goes well. So it's actually Wednesday evening now. That doctor's appointment took more out of me than anything has in recent months. It was so tough. I had to wait an hour. And although I was sat in the car for a bit of that, which meant I could recline my seat back and not be stressed out by the noises and the bright lights sort of in the waiting room, my dad went in to check and they said, there's one person in front of you. So I was like, oh, I better go in because I don't want to miss it. And I still had to wait another 40 minutes in the waiting room, which was so hard on my body. Like, I can't do that. By the time I got into the room with the doctor, I just felt so ill. I could barely string sentences together. I couldn't hold my head up. In terms of the appointment and how much we actually got accomplished, I mean, it wasn't a negative appointment, but I didn't actually come out achieving anything, really. I asked to be referred to a GI specialist, and the doctor wanted to run some blood tests before, as they always do. She suggested I had celiac disease, which, I mean, I don't, and even if I did, I'm gluten-free, so that wouldn't explain my GI symptoms. But the other blood tests are really just to do a kind of general MOT, like liver, kidneys, blood counts, white blood cells, see if I've got any infections or whatever. I mean, again, I don't think I do, but just in case. In terms of POTS medication, I had a letter from the cardiologist dated about a year ago suggesting 2 medications that I could try. One of them is a steroid, so that's a no-go area for me because steroids and Lyme disease are not a good combination. And then the other one was nicorandil, which, according to the doctor I saw, is a vasodilator, which means it makes your blood vessels expand, and that's not what I need. I need a vasoconstrictor, which makes the blood vessels smaller, which will help counter the effects of blood pooling when I stand up. So she didn't want to prescribe it for me because, in her words, she didn't understand why it would be a good idea. So she's going to write to the cardiologist just to check with him, so that will be another month or two waiting for him to reply, waiting for her to contact me with the reply and so on. So more waiting. The other thing that I kind of did get a bit of progress on was the stuff from the gynecologist. The pain medications that I've been trying were added to my repeat prescriptions because they've been working well, so that's a good thing. The gynecologist wanted to do a couple of blood tests just to check that I'm not going into early menopause, which, let's be honest, would just be the cherry on top of a really shitty cake right now. But, I mean, I don't think that's happening. It's just, they're just being cautious, which I appreciate. So the doctor tried to set up those blood tests, but she couldn't request them for some reason. I think they have to be requested by a specialist, even though they were in the letter. But apparently that wasn't good enough. So she's put them in the notes with the other blood tests and is just going to hope that they're going to run them when I make the appointment, but they may not. So if they don't, then they're going to have to write to the gynecologist again and wait for them to come back with an official request or something. I don't really know. So like I said, although it wasn't a negative appointment because she was really nice, she did listen to everything I had to say, I don't actually feel like I got much done. And by the time I got home, I just felt so ill. I could barely make it up the stairs and I was so tired that I was asleep at 9 p.m. And then yesterday I was pretty much just a zombie the whole day because I just had such bad payback from the appointment. So I've pretty much just been hibernating for yesterday and today, really. I did have a shower and wash my hair today, so that was really nice. But yeah, it's been a tough start to the week. So one really good thing that did happen today is that I got an email telling me that my order for the new Philip Pullman book has been dispatched, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to read this. Reading his Dark Materials was such an important moment in developing my love for reading. It's really up there with Harry Potter, and I was so excited when I found out he was writing another trilogy set in the universe, so I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm disappointed. My copy of the Book of Dust still hasn't arrived. It was dispatched on Wednesday and it's now Saturday. Obviously there's no post on Sundays, Harry Potter reference. So the earliest I'm going to get it is Monday now, which just seems so far away. I finished The Handmaid's Tale a few days before it was dispatched because I wanted to make sure that when it arrived I could start it straight away. I did really enjoy The Handmaid's Tale. It took me a long time to read it because I did have to have a break, several breaks actually, in the middle of reading it because it was quite severely affecting my mental health. I mean, I was going through a difficult patch anyway, but I don't think the book was necessarily helping because obviously the theme is pretty dark and the content's pretty dark as well. And this is going to sound really morose, but I actually really identified a lot with what the protagonist was talking about. She talks a lot about wanting action, you know, feeling so powerless and not being able to do anything of her own free will. And I know that that's extreme, but I certainly do feel like that at times because I just feel like my chronic illnesses rule my life. I don't really feel like I have any say in anything I do. It's all dictated by how they are on any given day, and that can be very frustrating. Like I said, I know that sounds really morose and I'm not comparing my situation exactly to that of the book, but certainly the themes did definitely hit home, and I think that that's maybe why it affected me quite a lot. I haven't seen the TV show yet, but now I've finished the book, I'm definitely going to watch it, and I'm really intrigued to see some of the changes they've made because I've heard there's quite a few. So as I said, I finished that a few days ago, or a few days before my order of the Book of Dust was dispatched, so that was quite a while ago now. So I've actually been reading, or continuing to read, I should say, Sapiens, and I started this book I think a year ago now, and the fact that I started it a year ago would probably make you think that I'm not enjoying it or that it's not a very good book. That could not be further from the truth. It's one of the best books I've ever read, and I literally enjoy every page I read, which is why it's taken me so long to read. I have had several breaks of months in the middle of reading this when I've been too ill to read, but I have started getting back into it the past week, and I'm really enjoying it again. It's just so insightful into the kind of human psyche, and I love it. I can't recommend it highly enough. But as I said, I'm still feeling kind of disappointed that the Book of Dust hasn't arrived yet. But it does give me more time to read this, so I guess it's okay. I've actually not been feeling too bad today, which has been really nice. I had a shower and washed my hair, and now I'm going to go and watch Strictly Come Dancing and just relax and try and enjoy my Saturday night. So my dad put up a new shelf today for me in my bedroom. As you can see, it's right there. So I now have 3 bedside tables. 1, 2, 3. Clearly I have far too much stuff. It frees up a bit more space on this bedside table, which I'm mainly using for medication. I've got my radio and obviously my iPad. And then this one is mainly for like food and drink that my parents bring up during the day. So there is a system. I really like it. I think it looks really good. Today marks the end of another week, and so it's the end of another video. This week's honestly been a bit of a blur because it started off with me going to the doctors, and that was just such an ordeal physically and emotionally that I just feel like the rest of this week I've pretty much just been recovering from it. And physically I have pretty much recovered, but mentally I'm still feeling a bit kind of all over the place. But the last few days haven't been too bad, so hopefully I'll be fine for next week. I guess it was a successful week though, because as I said, I had the appointment, it wasn't a disaster. And any appointment with any healthcare professional that's not a disaster, I count as a success. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you again next week. Bye!